Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Megan and I am a homeschooling mom to 6 kids ages 10 and under. So today's video is going to be sharing a few things. The main thing it's going to share is actually what's in our December morning basket. So I decided back in July it was going to be my goal to try to share what is in our morning basket each and every month of the school year. Because just in case I get questions a lot about recommendations on books. There are a lot of book recommendation videos on my channel. I will also link past morning basket videos down below as well. In addition to sharing what is in our morning basket, I'm also going to be sharing a couple of ideas for some activities that you can do with 2 of these books. I really considered doing something like Gather Around Christmas Unit. However, I wanted the flexibility to be able to focus in on our Advent stuff this year, but also really have the flexibility to kind of explore based on books that we read or things like that. So for the month of December, we go a little more relaxed with our approach to our homeschool. The main thing is we basically cut down to 2 major subjects, which is math and reading. So those absolutely have to be done. That's how we do it in our homeschool. So for the month of December, those are the 2 main subjects we focus on, but then everything else is more relaxed and fun and interest-led and things like that. I do want to let you guys know, so push that subscribe button because later on this week, I'm actually teaming up with a friend of mine to bring you just a few fun science type activities for the month of December to do in your homeschool. So you might not want to miss that one. Let's get started with what's actually in our morning basket. The first thing I'm going to share is what we are doing as far as our Christ-centered focus in regards to our morning basket and for the month of December. So we have been going through Jotham's journey, Jotham, however you say it. We say Jotham. But we have been reading through Jotham's journey, and this has been so good. We have been reading this for a week now and have absolutely loved it. It has been so good, and it's got so many great biblical connections, of course, and the kids are really enjoying it. And every time we finish a chapter, they're like, oh, can we read another one? And so this has been excellent. The other thing that we're going to be doing this year to add in, a friend of mine shared actually, I guess it was about a month ago, about how there's all this anticipation leading up to Christmas, and then you have Christmas Day, and then afterwards it's just kind of like, and it's done. Jesus is born, yay! And then after that, it's just kind of done. But shouldn't we be celebrating once he's born, not just the anticipation of his arrival? And so she started sharing with me that her and her husband and their family last year started celebrating basically the 12 days of Christmas, because the 12 days of Christmas, the song that we all know, actually happens after Christmas. You guys, there is so much history to the 12 days of Christmas. So much history, and it is so stinking interesting. And so there is this book that is in our morning basket, but that we will also be using as we go through the history and our family choosing now to celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. So this, I am so excited about this. I will be sharing more about this in another video coming up, but this is in our morning basket as well. This is not just the song, it actually shares the history, and it actually has scripture for each day. Now, any of these books, if you are interested in them, I will link them down below, but most of your libraries should carry them. So, as far as chapter books, this is one of my all-time favorites. I shared this in some of my favorite Christmas Read Alouds video a week or 2 ago, and so we will be reading this. It's a pretty easy read as far as chapter books go, and it's a fun read. It's so good if you've never read it. The next one is just the Christmas stories from Little House, from the Little House series, and what they've done is they basically compiled just the Christmas stories into this little chapter book. Okay, so now let's move on to some of the other books that we will be having in our morning basket. One of them that I got from our library is The Little Drummer Boy. And then I also got Cobweb Christmas. I thought this looked really interesting. It's Cobweb Christmas, The Tradition of Tinsel. Then the next one is The Story of Holly and Ivy. I'm not so sure that my much younger ones will really be able to sit and listen to this one, so we will probably save this more for afternoon basket time once the two little ones are put down for nap. Then the next one that I picked up from our library is called The Christmas Tree Ship. And then I shared about this one. This is Apple Tree Christmas. It's a great book. And then Cranberry Christmas. And then we actually already read this one, but it is Christmas in the Country. I love Cynthia Rylant. This is kind of just like a picture book version of her childhood memoir about Christmas at her grandparents'. And then The Money We'll Save. And then we are currently this year, we are studying U.S. history. And so I do have a couple of books that one we will be starting and one we will be reading. It is Phoebe the Spy, and this takes place during the American Revolution. And then we will be starting Tolliver's Secret. Probably more so after Christmas, but it's still going to be included in our morning basket for the month of December. Two books that I want to share with you with some fun little activities that you can add in. The first one is The Nutcracker. This is my favorite book version of The Nutcracker. The pictures are really beautiful. Okay, so we've actually already done this in our homeschool, but we read the book, and then you can find the performance of this on YouTube with the New York City Ballet. So we watched that. So then the next thing that we did is we actually did this fun little craft. I will link this down below. I showed it in my Day in the Life video from last week, but it is little snowflake ballerinas. And so these were just fun little decoration type crafts that we did, and super easy, doesn't make a mess, but fun nonetheless. And then because I was previously a elementary music teacher, of course I have to share something about a music lesson. So if you guys don't know about it, I've been meaning to share in a completely separate video about this great music in your homeschool resource. I actually used to use it in my public school music classroom a lot, but there is a website called Classics for Kids, and it is fabulous. It's done kind of as a radio show, and it teaches about a composer and a piece of music. Well, Classics for Kids actually has one for the Nutcracker. So it even has worksheets that you can print out to go with it. So the front side of this worksheet, which is actually not here, it's on a separate sheet and I can't locate it right now, but the front side of the worksheet has a biography of Peter Tchaikovsky, and so your kids can read through that, but they're also going to be listening to the radio show while they're doing that. It's only a few minutes long. It's not very long at all. And then on the other side, you have a Russian dance listening map. So the Russian dance is, of course, one of the songs from the Nutcracker, and it teaches through the listening map. They're going to listen and follow along with this. It also has a word search and a little coloring part. And then there's also another listening map for the Dance of the Reed Pipes, which of course is another song from the Nutcracker. So this is an excellent resource, and it's free, and it's just a great way to do your own little interest-led lesson for the month of December in your homeschool. And it would be really easy to split this up in 2 days. That's what we did. So one day we read the book, watched the ballet, and we made the craft. And then the next day we did the little Classics for Kids activities and lesson. So it's very, very easy to implement. So the next book that I have is The Year of the Perfect Christmas Tree. Now this book is, again, it's a beautiful book. It takes place in Appalachia, so that alone is a great segue into doing some interest-led learning. But it takes place in Appalachia during World War I. And the story goes that her papa normally selects the Christmas tree for their little mountain town. However, he's away in World War I, and because of that, they have to find the perfect Christmas tree for their town. And so it just kind of goes through that and tells more about the culture of Appalachia during that time. And it's just a beautiful way to just explore different parts of America and different time periods. Now, this lends itself to many activities. I will link a great blog post down below that has a lot of ideas on it. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel with this one because somebody has already done all of the gathering on this for you guys, but I will link the blog post down below. But it gives great links to different activities. If you want to go certain directions, it would be a great segue into learning about World War I. It would be a great segue into doing some more writing type activities. There's all kinds of directions that you could go with this, and so I will link that blog post down below. All right, so I did have one more thing that I wanted to mention that we are doing as far as our plans for homeschooling in the month of December, and I forgot to mention this when I filmed the rest of the video, so that's why my angle is a little bit different and things like that. But I wanted to also add that one of the things that we are also doing this month, in addition to the read alouds and some of the little activities and interest-led kind of things, but we are also learning different Christmas-focused hymns this month as well. I want my kids to really know like actual Christmas carols and hymns and things like that. That's just really important to me. A lot of people don't know the words to O Little Town of Bethlehem or O Come Emmanuel or What Child Is This or even the first Noel or Silent Night. So I really want my kids to be well versed in those things. Those are really important to our family because it is a way that we worship the Lord this season. And so that is another thing that we're going to be concentrating on and learning this season as well. So I wanted to add that in here. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comment section down below, and I hope that you guys have a blessed day.